Hello, welcome to this lesson on working. So let's just find it here. And what I'm assuming is that you won't understand much about it. And I don't think that's your fault. I think it's deliberate by Tony Harrison. So, uh, so working among stooped getters. Grimy, knacker-bare, head down, thrusting a 300-weight corf, turned your crown bald, your golden hair shaved fluffy first and then scuffed off, chick's back, then eggshell, that sunless white. You strike sparks plenty but can't see. You've been underneath too long to stand the light. You're lost in this sonnet for the bourgeoisie. Patience Kershaw, bald hurrier, 14. This word shifting in wit's a load of crap for dumping on a slag heap. I mean, that nobbut summat as wants raking up. I stare into the fire. Your skinned skull shines. I close my eyes. That makes a dark light mines. Wherever hardship held its tongue, the job's breaking the silence of the worked out gob. So just looking at that, I'm expecting it doesn't make much sense, and I'm just going to check. Okay, it's not making much sense, and it's got to be a deliberate choice. It's only written in the last 50 years. So he's deliberately made it so you don't understand it. Let's go through what the first problem is. What is the first problem, Josh? Getters is the first one, and that means people who get coal. So you might call it miners, but the specific mining job of hacking away at the coal on the coal face and getting the coal off. You can hear it in the word, can't you? You're one of the getters who get the coal. Nod at me, otherwise I have to keep going. Yeah. Okay. You're grimy. You're knacker-bare. A lot of people would understand knacker-bare. I'm not sure it's in your vocabulary. I don't know. It means well, knackers is sort of another word for testicles. Sorry about that. So knacker-bare, like totally. You've heard of knackered, and it's all something rude somewhere. So you're absolutely naked. So down, working among people, stooping to get coal, absolutely naked. Next problem. What is it, Abby L? Oh, no, come on. You don't know what a 300-weight corf is, do you? She skipped that, everyone. Okay. So head down. So whoever he's talking about has got their head down, thrusting a 300-weight corf. And I looked that up once, and I think it's 75 kilograms. 100 weight, it's not a use anymore. You can see C stands for 100 weight. It's a very heavy corf. Let's have a look at what a corf is. And it means a big basket, like that. So this person might be pushing the corf with their head, and that's what's going on in the poem. So head down, thrusting a 300-weight corf, turned your crown bald. So if you've rubbed your head so much on the basket, pushing it up from the mine up to the outside of the mine, you've scuffed your hair off. And it's something that little babies do. Have you ever seen it? A little bit, yeah, they get put on their back to sleep, and they've got kind of bald patches on the back of their head. So your hair will scuff off. So it turned your crown bald, the crown of your head. Your golden hair chafed fluffy first and then scuffed off. So hair, I don't know if you've ever had the misfortune to know someone with chemotherapy. It doesn't just always come out. It quite often leaves a kind of a fluffy, feathery bit, and then you lose it. So that's happened to her. First of all, her head looked like a chick's back, like fluffy chicken feathers, and then it looked like an eggshell, completely bald. Is what's happened to the miner. I just realised it should be a hymn at this point, I'm thinking. That sunless white. You strike sparks and plenty, but you can't see. Down in the dark underground, lots of sparks from metal. You've been underneath too long to stand the light. So a very complex line there, that you've been underneath history. you've been underneath the ground, and you can't stand the light when you come back out. But you've also been buried in history. Who knows about this? You don't know the words. You don't understand anything about it. I didn't when I read it. So you've been underneath too long to stand the light. You're lost in the sonnet. So this is a sonnet. This is the sonnet he's talking about, an extended sonnet. Who is the sonnet for? We've got to your word, Abby. The bourgeoisie, which means rich people, really. It's got lots of different meanings, but in this case, for rich people, bourgeoisie, bourgeoisie. Thank you very much. Let's just get it properly. Middle class, capitalist class who own society's wealth, which is quite important because the sort of people reading this sonnet are the descendants of the mine workers. If you think that mainly rich people still read poetry and sonnets, Patience Kershaw, that's where she's ended up. She's ended up in a poem. Who reads poems? Sarah, excuse me. Educated, often wealthy, isn't it? And that's where whoever this is who's lost all their hair pushing 300 weight uphill, that's where she is now. So I didn't know what Patience Kershaw was when I first read it. Josh, hang on a minute, I'll just deal with Josh's query. I like the word supposed to in it as well. That's my favourite. Josh has said, what's it supposed to? I'll stop that one because I like them all to be little.